where depth charts and playbooks will be put to the test. It's the Texans and the Cowboys coming up next.
We are sandwiched between Fort Worth and Dallas, Texas, and Arlington at the luxurious AT&T Stadium. A moment ago, here was the scene with the Cowboys emerging from their tunnel. It was loud. It's still loud. We're ready for football as the Cowboys get set to match up with the Houston Texans. Brandon Gunn, Charles Davis, happy to be back alongside you. And I'll tell you what, yes, it's just week 2 of the preseason, but now they've got one game under their belts. And a lot of guys trying to prove some stuff down on the field here today.
Not only that, these coaches like to win. And I used to think it really didn't matter who won in the preseason. Then I watched some of those shows that the NFL does, and you see the coaches in preseason after a loss jumping all over their guys. So I learned one valuable lesson. Wins and losses count no matter what time of year it is.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, here comes Smith out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. 5 yards on the game's first play, 2nd down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
The throw here going to be complete to Gordon. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a 1st down.
Kaepernick now on 1st down. It's hauled in by Brandon Cooks. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
But I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now a handoff. Johnson flashed the stick skills but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 21.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already in the field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. Throwing on first down is Kaepernick. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Trayvon Diggs. And the Cowboys are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. The Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott set to go on offense for the first time. And with Dak at the controls, his 6th season under center now as the Cowboys quarterback.
You remember last year he got off to an incredible start. Threw for over 450 yards in 3 straight weeks, including 502 against the Cleveland Browns in Week 4. Just 4 yards short of the franchise's single-game record. Then came his injury in Week 5. That pretty well derailed the Cowboys season.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Look, all any running back wants is a little bit of room, a little bit of space in order to maneuver. But he also understands how difficult it is for his offensive line up front. So if they give him any space, he realizes his job to make more out of it than what they give him. Picks up 3 on that carry.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. You know, during these preseason games, we're in Week 2 right now, it's always funny looking at our spot charts up here in the booth because with all the guys that might play in this one, it seems to get bigger and bigger each year.
Yeah, we pretty much supersize them, don't we? Because, you know, remember, they're carrying 90 now. And with the new rules, they'll carry 90 all the way through the preseason before they make the final cut. Oh, yeah, a lot of guys to learn for these games.
So Dak with a completion there, really showing no ill effects from that injury a season ago. Yeah, what do you think your keys are defensively trying to stop Mr. Prescott?
Well, I think any defensive coordinator will tell you, stop his running game first because he is at his best off of play action. Let all of your linebackers come up to the line of scrimmage after the fake to the running back, and that allows him room and space to make a decision downfield. So take away the run, and that allows you to drop into coverage and blanket the field.
Meanwhile, Prescott's throw taken in by Jarwin. 7 yards to pick up there.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On second down, it's Pollard. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And the throw there going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. And a great job on special teams to down it as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. So not just running into the punter, but roughing the punter.
And I'm struggling with this one. You know, you're watching it, partner. Is it more the first rather than the latter? This is a tough one. Almost feels like he felt like he had to call it on that play.
So a big break. The roughing the kicker called on fourth down leads to 1st and 10. To throw is Prescott. That is caught by Lamb. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive. And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. Trying to run for it with Pollard. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs, gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
And he's got it. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And it'll be 2nd and very short.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Tony Pollard taking it in from 2 yards out, and the Cowboys have taken the early lead. Zerline good with a PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now Colin Kaepernick and the offense heading back out onto the field. And he had to be pleased at the start of the last drive. The offense was moving, but certainly not pleased at the end result, an interception.
And every team we ever talk to, at some point in the conversation, the coach, player, someone talks about, you know, we've got to finish. We've got to finish off drives, finish off the game. There's an example there of not finishing, doing everything right, but not getting the result.
Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown. And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visit. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski. That's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
Now Zerline on to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. Looking up at the lights, and he muffs it. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And they just had that pick six. I guess the only positive maybe of them returning that for a touchdown. This offense right back out onto the field to try to make up for it.
I like that because now it doesn't give them a chance to go to the bench and really settle. You know, to sit there and kind of seethe over the idea that they turned the ball over previously. Right back out there. It's almost like hopping right back on the bike after falling over. See if they can get the ball moving again.
Yeah, we'll see if they can do it here. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. The first down carry here for Johnson. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Texans football to start quarter two, as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. To throw is Kaepernick. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down. As we thought they might do here in week 2 of the preseason, they'd left their starting quarterback out there for this second quarter, but I would imagine we will not see him after halftime.
Yeah, this is the time of year you've got to get your backup some reps and make sure you protect your starting quarterback.
Forced out to his left. And he gets this one across midfield for the first down to the 46. With nowhere to throw it, decided to scramble, and a nice job, CD. Got the yardage that he needed.
Yeah, and his teammates are certainly going to appreciate that effort, even if his coaches don't, because they would have wanted him to slide and protect himself. But he chose team gain over personal protection.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They give to Johnson going right. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain can look like a disaster. It all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
Now on the heels of that run by Johnson, here's another 1st and 10. Now they'll throw with Kaepernick. That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Kaepernick, eluding the pressure right. Space to run past the 20. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
Kaepernick was looking to throw, but then it became decision time. And when he saw they had room to run, he made the right decision to pull it down there, and he winds up picking up the first down.
The Texans with the first opportunity now from the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 19. From the gun, a run for Johnson. And he'll get this down only to the 18. The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short game.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
So now here in the second week of the preseason, you'd expect the starters to play a little bit more than they did in week 1, but not a whole lot.
So if you're an offensive coordinator, what are you looking for?
What you're looking for is things getting cleaned up as you go along, because most of your playbook's probably installed. How well are they handling it? Easy in and out of the huddle? No mental mistakes? Are they starting to look like a good offensive football team?
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Kaimi Fairbairn now to attempt the Texan field goal. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So 3 drives now for this offense, and that field goal gives them their first 3 points.
So if you're an offensive coordinator and you're averaging a point a drive, you're in the wrong line of work, aren't you? You got to find a way to unlock the key to these defenses and put some big points on the board.
Fairbairn now following the made field goal. He'll send this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
7 yards, the pick up there. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. It'll be a handoff to Pollard. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here.
That's a good, nice, crisp run for a first down. I wonder if the defense might have been loosened up a little bit, maybe anticipating a pass instead of the run that they got.
First down, Prescott. Got an open man, the tight end, Jarwin. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
They'll run on first down. Pollard. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Now a give here to Pollard. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
The Cowboys on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Prescott to throw it. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Jonathan Grenard in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. On 4th down, here's Brian Anger now to kick this one away. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Now let's discuss Antonio Brown as he heads back out there now. With them losing here in the 2nd quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the ball in his hands quickly and let him try and do some damage after the catch. Or maybe just flip some formations and keep him isolated where it's more of a one-on-one route and get the ball to him.
I say just 4 verts, right?
Hey, why not 4 verts? One of the best routes in football. Hard to cover each guy all the way along the route.
So far, just 1 catch for him. They fake the give. Now Kaepernick. And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20. Prescott, and that's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
On 2nd down, Prescott again. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you can get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves, that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win for that play.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. They'll drop this underneath to Pollard. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Prescott yet again. That is caught. It's Cooper for the Cowboy touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab, and the Cowboys will extend their lead.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow, because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Zerline now for the PAT. And it's 21-3. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it culminates in a Dallas touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. On the return, Tremont Smith. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. And they've got just over 50 seconds to go till halftime, so they can try to put something together if they want. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Kaepernick now to throw. David Johnson here on the catch. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. A final shot before half for Kaepernick. Towards the end zone for Brown. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in the first half for the Texans. And they didn't get a whole lot accomplished through the air in those first 2 quarters of play. They'll need to up their game if they want to rally all the way back. Meanwhile, for the Cowboys, they too found some success throwing the football. But I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half. These 2 coaching staffs are likely using this game as their dress rehearsal for the regular season. So some final adjustments being made. And for the call of the second half, we send it back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Expect to see a good number of backups going forward as we are back and underway here in preseason week 2. Fields this way up at the 17. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this third quarter. And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. And when a free safety goes like he did there, he better be sure he's going to be able to make a play.
Oh, there's no doubt about it, because I have a feeling that the defensive coordinator and head coach are on the sideline screaming, no, no, no. Good play.
Yeah, good job, buddy. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Rush. Under pressure, they got him again. Derek Rivers. He's the one that drops him this go-around. And that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks.
Now that's the way to start the second half. Back-to-back sacks. Whatever the halftime speech was, I hope they recorded it.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
Instead, they go empty backfield as they'll look to throw. Oh, not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop, because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
Now after the punt on that play, we've got a man down on the field. Definitely the last thing you want to see here in a preseason game. We'll be right back. The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They'll run with Freeman here to begin the drive. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45.
A good run there off right tackle in an old school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side. Kind of reminds me of the old Atlanta Falcons 2009, 2010. That's how they constructed their offensive line.
Now it's Freeman. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. What that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run and the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback, because instead of forcing something on third down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a first down.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Taylor will throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now it's Taylor. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on 3rd downs, and it's costing them.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that'll get the deficit down to 15. So that maybe not exactly what they were hoping for, but it does get them back within a couple of scores. And at this point in the 3rd quarter, you don't have much margin for error, and that means you can't have drives that end with nothing. Whether it's a punt, a turnover on downs, those have to go away. You have to end with a kick, either a field goal or an extra point after a touchdown. So out come the Cowboys now as their offense gets set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going. They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field. Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Give him 10 yards on the keeper, and it'll lead to a 2nd down. So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb. And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, not easy for these guys to do because they're competitive. Oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. And they will finally get him to the ground at the Texans 33. A big pickup there on the run. Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there. Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground, and here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact. And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. They'll run with White. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. And down he goes. They sack him back right around the 41-yard line. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd. Well, nothing takes a start to have a good drive quite like a big loss on a sack, does it? No, now they're looking at a 3rd and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football. And old Mo is a very, very fickle man. And some secondary help here for the defense in the nickel on 3rd and long. Rush. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it. And they'll start out with great field position at the 47-yard line in enemy territory. You know, if this is the regular season, partner, we talk about just how costly a mistake that was, but probably good for him to get it out of his system right now. Just hope for him and the team it's not a sign of things to come. Yeah, without a doubt. Plus, you got to worry about making the team. Those types of errors don't help you. Out comes a Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown. They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in. Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They run from the pistol here with Freeman. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. 2nd down coming up. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. To throw is Taylor. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. 3rd and long. Taylor and company hoping to regroup after the sack. Looking to throw. Taylor. He's got it to Collins, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
First down, Houston.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more preseason football on EA Sports. Back now in Arlington. It's Texans football, but they trail here as we get started in the 4th quarter. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now it's Taylor. Flush to his right. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Tyrod Taylor taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Texans cut into that lead. So this is now a 9-point difference. You figure the book here says kick the extra point, make it a 1-score game.
Now, you and I have seen coaches get overly aggressive in this spot, but I agree with you. Kick it here and get back within a score.
And now in a 9-point game, they'll still just need to go for 1 here. As this gets them back within a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it was capped off by a Tyrod Taylor touchdown run. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. No return here for Wilson. To touch back, it'll come out to the 25. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Now, Charles, of course, you got to remember, last possession they fumbled. It led to a touchdown. 1-score game here. Got to be careful.
And this is where coaching and training really comes into play, doesn't it? What does everyone say after an error? Next play, move on, next drive. That mantra has to come to the front. They've got to take care of business right here and act like the last series just didn't happen.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
But listen, when you've got the lead, there's absolutely no sense trying to fit a ball in where you shouldn't. You can see the coaching in his head taking place on that play because he saw he had a receiver in the area. He just put it well over his head, out of harm's way.
To throw again on 2nd down. Rush. Now they set up the screen for Clement. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
They expect this from the visiting team when playing indoors, but not the home team.
They're supposed to get all the advantages, right? The home crowd's supposed to help them. They forgot where they were, perhaps.
Throwing here, Rush. Got a man complete to Cedric Wilson. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big play that time on the catch and run.
We know play callers can be very creative in this game today, but sometimes when they've got receivers with speed like this, they don't need to design incredibly complex calls. Sometimes it's just get the ball in his hands and let him do his thing. In a sense, less can become more, and it was right there.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. On 2nd and 10, Rush. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe. Derek Rivers in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. It's White. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down. Here's Brian Anger now as he's on to punt for Dallas. And now a low liner. I think he mishit it.
Here's Tate to return it.
Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10.
Houston's offense taking over again, and it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt, and now a chance to tie the game on this possession.
On 1st down, Freeman with a fast feet, and he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. Here's Taylor. Philip Dorsett hauls it in. And they work this well upfield across the 45. They'll run on 1st down. It's Freeman, and he's going to have just a couple here with a marker on the field as well.
This is unbelievable.
So that time they get the tight end on the hold.
Normally he's a pretty good run blocker, but this time he just didn't get his arms extended and let go quickly enough. The flag came out as a result.
After the penalty, here's Freeman. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Defense able to get there, swarm to the football. Zilch, 0 nada there for the offense, Charles.
Yeah, it really was an example of good team defense, wasn't it? Everyone handled their responsibilities, and they held them to no gain.
He's going to let this one go deep. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A huge play there for Houston. Well, make that now 2 completions for him on this drive, and these aren't ordinary completions. They're big ones.
Yeah, these are the types that make a secondary talk to each other and not in a good way, oftentimes pointing fingers. Hey, who's got him? Someone cover him. That type of indecision can open it up to even more big plays.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Here's Taylor. Dancing to his left. He'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And he'll finally be taken down at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal. A touchdown and a 2-point conversion here are musts. And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. So they're backed up at the 3-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll look to run with Freeman. Able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back.
And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Royce Freeman taking it in from a yard out.
And the Texans have a chance to tie things up as they trail by 2 here in the 4th.
A big spot now for the Texans as they'll try for 2. Taylor going to throw. He'll buy some time right. And he's got it. The conversion good, and we are tied in the 4th. Still time to work with on the clock, but they wanted the tie now, and they got it.
And I love their aggressiveness. Go ahead and get it done. Get the game tied. Now your team has the momentum, and you're staring across the field saying, let's see if you can match us.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
Let's go.
Possession of the football going back to the Cowboys.
And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, You got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Throwing to start the drive, but that went incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Rush. And that's off the mark, incomplete.
And now offensively it's 3rd and 10, and I'm just thinking to myself, actors always say, what's my motivation before a big scene? Right now the play caller's thinking, what have I done before? This worked well that I can go to right now.
Yeah, because they were pretty successful in the first half scoring points. Haven't done anything so far here in the second half. Back to throw, Rush. Open man is Noah Brown. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
I like what I'm seeing from them here. Tie game in the 4th quarter. They understand the situation. They don't need to be in any rush. Go ahead and huddle up and run your offense. That last completion put them in a nice position to take the lead in this game.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he'll get this forward only for about a yard, as that's going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Now a quick slant as the throw's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 36.
Brandon, it's okay what they're doing right now. Still able to work the middle of the field, but you know sooner or later they're going to have to stop the clock.
1st down, here's White. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point you have to have a splash play in there as well.
2nd and 11. They stay on the ground with White. Even with him busting through the contact, he'll still be stopped just inside the 35. 4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7. On a handoff, it's White. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 seconds to go in half number 2. So on now is Greg Zuerlein in a pressure situation. This to take the lead here in the final minute. And Zuerlein's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you get a decision. Are you in field goal range, or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. Flushed out right. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Now Taylor eluding the pressure right. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this nearly intercepted. Probably should have been. Had he caught it, it would have sealed it. Instead, one more chance coming up on 4th down. Here we go. It's Taylor on 4th down. He's going to let it fly. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert.
turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And Dallas, they'll take over in terrific field position. Down to a knee here. The defense still with a couple of timeouts. We'll see if they want to use them. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And I tell you what, they were big favorites coming in, but they had to work for this one.
It certainly wasn't the walk in the park that you expected coming into this one. I have a suspicion that in their meetings next week, head coach is going to talk to them a little bit about focus, don't you think?
Yeah, because down the stretch, there was some nail-biting going on.